Here at KCTV5, we cover some things that make us shake our head, others break our hearts, and some things that just disgust us.
This next report has all three, and it involves victims all across the U.S. Here's investigative reporter Angie Riccono.
We've exposed a nationwide private autopsy nightmare, and you may have never been in the position where you had a loved one die and then you wonder what happened, what went wrong. But it does happen, and some families turn to private autopsy companies for help. They do it for elderly grandparents, husbands, and wives, and they also do it for newborns.
It's like his death is repeated every day. I wake up, going through the thoughts of knowing that he's not here. Recently was his birthday, so he would have been 1, and it's hard.
Natasha Robinson was thrilled during her pregnancy, treasuring ultrasound photos and recording her son's heartbeat. She named him Nasim.
And it means like the breeze.
Nasim's time here was short.
My son passed away 2 days after he was born.
Natasha trusted a man named Professor Lynn with National Autopsy Services to help find out why.
He sounded like he was concerned. He sounded like he had a lot of sympathy going by my loss of my son, to where he even cut his price in half. So that's what made me actually go through with him.
Natasha thought Professor Lynn, whose real name is Shawn Parcells, was a doctor. He's not. Natasha shared heartbreaking text messages with us where Parcells floats around different ideas about why Nasim died.
I'm still looking into Emmanuel syndrome, but I'm leaning away from that. I think he did get septic, and that's why you had a spontaneous body-related abortion.
We showed these text messages to numerous medical professionals. They point out Parcells, Professor Lynn, or whatever he calls himself that day, lacks the training to make those uneducated guesses. A heartbroken Natasha eventually responds. My son was born and lived for 2 days. Are you looking at the right baby? In the end, wild guesses didn't matter anyway. Parcells never bothered to finish the final autopsy report. He just ignored Natasha's calls. So we tracked him down at court and asked for her. Shawn, I know you need to get inside, but I did want to ask you about Natasha Robinson, that case.
No question.
He doesn't want to answer any questions?
Well, he does, but he's going to let me answer the questions for him. I don't want him to speak to anything at this point because of the bonding requirements, that temporary restraining order.
It doesn't restrain him from reporters.
Well,
I mean, I do want to give you an option
to
to respond to Natasha Robinson because that family does want answers. Do you know who I'm talking about?
We're working on that. We're working on those right now.
He looks confused. Do you know which case I'm talking about?
I'd have to look it up, but the point is that because of the TRO, I can't do anything right now. I can't do old reports and send them out. I can't send tissue for analysis. What I can tell you is that our hope is at the TRO hearing to modify that so I can get reports sent out to these families. I can get tissue sent out, which also includes Natasha Robinson's family.
That excuse makes no sense. Parcells has been delaying reports by months and even years across the nation. The restraining order was issued just a few weeks ago. The National Association of Medical Examiners says the standard for autopsy reports is for about 90% of autopsies to be completed in 90 days. And then there is this. Following our numerous investigative reports, the Better Business Bureau sent out this alert. The Better Business Bureau is issuing a nationwide warning about National Autopsy Services and the company's owner, Shawn Parcells, aka Professor Lynn and Dr. Shawn.
Why? Why take advantage of people in a vulnerable state? Why? Just why?
Parcells now faces criminal charges, 3 counts of theft and 3 counts of desecration of a corpse. It's for his work with Wabaunsee County. The Kansas Attorney General says at least 3 county autopsies did not have a supervising doctor. That's required by state law. He also faces 14 consumer fraud charges. These charges came after KCTV5 uncovered allegations of fraud and deception across the United States.
He's a crook. I hope he never see the light of day. Sit and look in them 4 corners in that prison cell.
Natasha's case may be the most heartbreaking botched autopsy we've uncovered because it involves a newborn. Nasim was cremated, so the truth may never be known.
He's just an evil, evil person. The definition of devil, his picture might be next to it.
We estimate Parcells and his company sold more than 1,000 private autopsies across the nation. And we questioned all of them because even if a family does get a report, they consider them junk because obvious information is wrong, like birth date and even race. We are now leading a team of investigative reporters across the nation who are uncovering this mess in their communities. Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.